Guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Leah and I love Spritz cookies. They are my all-time favorite Christmas cookie and the biggest pain in the butt to make, but I make them every single year. Today I am going to be doing this look here that I really did not have a plan for, but the plan was to answer your guys' questions. You left me a bunch of great questions on Instagram because you wanted to see a Q&A video, and here it is. So if you want to see what I did while I talk nonstop, stay tuned. All right, okay, so here we're actually getting started. Hope you like my hair clip. My hair is still kind of drying. Look how curly it is though. Curls are happening, very exciting. Okay, so I don't really have much of a plan for today. I wanted to retry the Soph Extra Spice Revolution palette, which is extremely difficult to open. It's gonna be just kind of a easy peasy day today. We are going to my grandfather's birthday party. He's turning 94 today. So we're going to his birthday party and I just need to get ready kind of quickly. So yeah, but I asked for a bunch of your guys' questions on Instagram because y'all said you wanted to know some stuff about my life. So I'll be answering some of those as we go along today too. First, I am, of course, starting with my Lumi Glotion. I love how this makes my skin look, especially in this dry North Dakota winter that makes everything look dull and terrible. So yeah, we are going to I'm going to go to my parents, pick them up, go pick up my son from daycare, and then my grandpa lives about an hour away, so we're gonna go have some cake and say happy birthday grandpa, and then everybody's coming back up here and going to my parents' house and having dinner, you know, usual family stuff. All right, so whilst I let that kind of dry down a minute, let us see some of your questions. Oh, let's pull them up here. Question the first. How old are you? I am 37 years old. I will be 38 in August, right? Yes. I forget, once you hit 35, you just forget how old you are. It's just how it is. I will be 38 in August, so I'm 37 years old. Currently, all right. Oh, this is a good one. Do you miss San Diego? I miss San Diego every single day. So here's my story. I grew up here in North Dakota, and then I moved to, where's my concealer? I just had it in my hand. All right, well, I'll use this one, I guess. So I grew up here in North Dakota, and then I found it, to San Diego when I was 20, almost 21, like a month off of 21. And, I lived there for 13, almost 14 years, and while I was out there, I got married, made awesome friends, loved that city so much, but when we found out we were expecting, I have a 3-year-old son. When we found out we were expecting, we really wanted to make it work. I was working for a brewery at that time. By trade, I'm a social media and marketing specialist. So I was working for a brewery, which I absolutely loved. I love craft beer and the beer culture, and beer culture in San Diego was amazing. But it's not necessarily a like huge moneymaker. So I wasn't making very much money. Mike was just finishing school. He got his graphic design degree, and then we found out we were pregnant. So we had planned on trying to make it work and stay out in San Diego. We looked at some different options for being in one of the most expensive, I think it's the 6th or 7th most expensive city in the United States. While not making a ton of money and while having a child. So it wasn't working out. We had looked at some homes in some pretty rough neighborhoods and still were finding that we couldn't afford it. So my parents basically said, move back here, you can live with us until you get your feet on the ground. And that's what we chose to do. I still miss San Diego. It's like, if you guys aren't from there or haven't had a chance to visit there, go visit. It's like the best city. Awesome food, awesome like fun culture. Right now it's kind of a weird time with all that stuff going on at the border, but you can super easily go into Mexico from San Diego. You can walk across the border and experience like authentic Mexico. Well, Tijuana, but yeah. So do I miss San Diego? I do. I miss it a lot. I miss my friends. I think is the thing I miss the most is I miss kind of like the life we had there. I think people can all agree that making friends as an adult is difficult, to say the least. And then making friends as an adult with a small child, which completely limits your ability to have a social life, even more difficult. So I left San Diego when quite a few of my friends had babies right around the same time as I did. If we could have afforded it, we would definitely still be there. Mike's whole family is from there, and not from there, but his immediate family lives there, and his sister and his parents. But this was the best choice for our family at the time, and you just never know where the world is gonna take you, I guess. But we've had a wonderful opportunity to be here with my family. Magnus loves his Nana and Papa so much. So, yeah. Oh, and I am just using the Milani Conceal and Perfect, and then the It Cosmetics brush that I talked about before, that I thought I didn't like, but I actually really, really love. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, next question. What is your favorite Christmas movie? My favorite Christmas movie for years has been Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas. It's just the best. And they were playing it on theaters, in select theaters this year at Christmas time. Not Christmas time, which is right now. So they were playing it at some theaters across the US, but it wasn't here, which was kind of a bummer to me because I kind of wanted to, take Magnus to it, but we'll just play it on our big TV in the basement and have him, have some little popcorn, and he can pretend like he's watching it in the theater. But it would be like the perfect movie for his first theater experience because it's only like 40 minutes long, and it's cute, and it's got songs. So if you haven't seen Emmett Otter's Jug Band Christmas, for sure check it out. I feel like there's a big resurgence in people liking that movie lately, or getting popular, because all the people from like my generation are adults now, and we're all remembering it and how much we loved it. So yeah, but I have to say other favorite Christmas movies are of course Christmas Vacation, because of course White Christmas is always a classic. I love that movie. What else? I'd say those are the ones I kind of always have to watch. Home Alone is definitely up there. My husband loves Die Hard. I'm gonna use some of this Pretty Vulgar setting powder that I got and talked about the other day. I'm actually going to use the little puff. Not the greatest thing, but for under eye setting it is just fine. Yeah, so those are kind of my favorite Christmas movies. And then they're not technically Christmas movies, but I do always watch all 8 of the Harry Potter movies at Christmas time. And I can't wait until Magnus is my son, by the way. I keep mentioning him. If you guys don't know, Magnus is my son, Mike is my husband. I can't wait till Magnus is old enough to want to or enjoy watching all the Harry Potter films with me. Right now, if it's not PJ Masks or Paw Patrol, he gives 0 shits. Oh, and Dave and Ava. Okay. So that's that. Okay, let's see what's next. Where did it go? Are you married? Yes, I'm married. We talked about that already. I've been married since June of 2014, which is almost 5 years. Sheesh, when did that happen? Yeah, that's that answer. Mike and I met online, if anybody cares. I always think that that's an interesting question. Is like people ask how you met, and then we're of the generation where if you say online, it's still kind of like weird and kind of scandalous. But now it feels like everybody, like the younger generation right after us, everybody meets online on like a dating site. We met on OkCupid, which was free. And I was actually back here in Fargo for my brother's wedding when we first met, because my younger brother was getting married I had gone through kind of a weird breakup. I was certain that I was going to be alone forever, so I sat in my apartment alone, drinking wine, and I watched this terrible thing that the chick that was the millionaire matchmaker had a special on Netflix, basically telling you that it's your fault you're single. And I cried more, and then I signed up for OkCupid, and Mike and I met about 3 weeks later, and we've been together ever since, I guess, is kind of the age-old end to that story. And he actually Fargo kind of has played a big important part in our relationship. We met while I was here for my brother's wedding. He proposed while we were here visiting 1 year. We had our kid here. We're living in our first house together here. We got our first actual apartment together. We lived in an apartment that was my apartment that he just moved into in San Diego. So yeah, Fargo's kind of had a lot of firsts for us. That's kind of interesting to think about. Yep. But I think if you go back, I'll tag it. There is a video where Mike does my makeup, and it's pretty funny. But he does a pretty good job. Fast browse, but that's how it's going to be. All right, next question. What is your favorite drink? In the world, water, followed by Diet Coke / Diet Dr. Pepper. Alcohol wise, I love an old fashioned or bourbon on the rocks with a twist. And then of course beer has my heart. Like good beer has my heart. I love beer. It's so good. But those are my favorite drinks. I actually don't drink much anymore. I used to drink a lot, and had one of those talks with myself where I needed to just relax a little bit. So I don't drink so much anymore. I just drink socially every once in a while. I'll have a drink. We don't drink at home. Mike doesn't drink much because he's diabetic. I don't drink much because I have bad anxiety and generalized depression, so it aggravates that, and so I'm medicated for that, but just drinking doesn't help at all. So I don't feel the need anymore to put myself through that and how terrible I feel after drinking and just all that stuff. I like a glass of beer, a glass of wine, or a cocktail every now and then, but I don't drink so much, I guess is the point of what I'm trying to say. Not the best, but that's how they're going to be today. Okay, so next question. What was that? What was your favorite drink? Are you married? Do you want any more children? I would like more kids, but like I said, I'm 37, almost 38. Our window is closing, and we're kind of right now at the point of if it's meant to be, it'll be, and if not, we have one wonderful, awesome child. Yeah, because at this point my age puts me in high risk, and then the fact that I'm overweight is another risk factor. Although my other pregnancies I was heavier than I am now, and pregnancy that went to term was I was heavier than I am now, and everything was perfect and fine. It was the most healthy, wonderful pregnancy. The birth was a terrible story. It'll be right here. But we got Magnus out of it, and everything is just fine. But yeah, I think I would like to have at least one more child. I'm going to start with the shade Cookie Dough right here, this kind of light tan color. But that's gonna be, I'm not gonna prime my eyes because I just don't care to today. Yeah, but I think we would be very happy to have another child, but if it's not in the cards for us, it's not in the cards for us. Our family dynamic is really fun right now, although I would feel bad that Magnus doesn't have a sibling. Is one of the big, this looks nice. I remember this from last time. This color went on nicely. It was just the shimmers were kind of garbage in this palette, but we'll see. Yeah, so that's kind of the thing. It is December. Actually, last December I did get pregnant and we lost the pregnancy pretty early on. So that was difficult, but it was, Christmas last year was terrible. My mom got really, really sick. Like, she's still not 100, she's not even 80%. She's got some probably lifelong issues. She got a really bad infection in her spine and had to have a bunch of surgeries, and she was really sick and she almost died. And while that was all going on and I was having that issue, I was also miscarrying. So that sucked, but it happens. And it's not, that's not me trying to console myself. That's really the reality of it. Is as wonderful as finding out and being pregnant is, and how devastating it is when you're losing it, it also happens. What am I trying to say? It's not uncommon, and it's never usually anybody's fault. It's not like anything you did, but it is always, really not always, I mean, I've gone through it one time, but it's very disappointing because it's not the fact that you're attached to like the baby already, it's that you started making the plans and you started getting excited and all of that stuff. So next I'm going to use chocolate orange, which is the shade down here. Yeah, so I don't know, I guess the answer is we'll take what comes. All right, any other questions? Are you married? What's your favorite drink? Any more kids? Oh, I think that's it. Let me check Twitter. I know I asked on Twitter too. What color is your natural hair? I don't know. To be honest, I have no idea. I think if I had to take a shot at a guess, I think it's like a light-ish to medium brown. I've been dyeing my hair all the colors since I was in high school when I got my first highlight, because it was the 90s. So I had my first chunky highlight at that point, and I need to keep an eye on what time it is. Perfect. And since then I've dyed my hair. It's been every single color. I've been blonde, I've had it black, I've had it purple, it's been green, it's been blue, it's been fire red, it's been fuchsia. It's been all the colors. But I think, remembering, my natural hair is kind of a light, dirty-ish brown. Nothing to write home about, but now it's gray. I know that my roots are coming in and I've got like pretty good salt and pepper under there. So I'm kind of deciding, I had been debating for a while on whether I want to grow out my gray or if I want to keep coloring it dark. I just don't know. All right, finally I'm going to take the shade Dreams up here and just put it all over my lid with a finger, because I remember last time I used this palette, the shimmers did not go on with a brush, but this looked good. So thank you guys for sharing all of your questions. Like, I never know what you guys are interested in when I'm kind of chattering away here. I do have another video I'm going to do pretty soon where I'm going to give an update on a few videos ago I talked about my neighbor and how we just didn't know what was going on over there. There was loud music at all times of the day, and I thought they were playing a video game or something. But we found out some pretty sad news about our neighbor, so I'm gonna do a little quick story and update on her and what's going on over there. But it was one of those things where I judged too quickly, and I learned a big lesson on that. I think it turns out that the things that I was feeling annoyed about, and I'm going to take like Lunch Money ColourPop Super Shock highlight, just go on the inner corners here. Yeah, it was one of those learning moments. This brush is terrible. I do not know why I even picked that one up. I'm just gonna use a tiny little fluffer brush here. One of those things where you learn, I keep saying one of those things, but the whole situation was one of those things where I was being annoyed and not trying to see it from somebody else's perspective, and then as soon as I saw it from somebody else's perspective, I learned a big lesson on being neighborly and having grace towards others. So we'll leave it at that, and I'll tell the whole story soon. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this eye look. I'm not gonna put on a liner. I'm gonna probably just drag you know what? I'm gonna leave my under eyes as is. No, I'm just gonna drag a little bit of the chocolate orange underneath my eyes just to kind of pull it all together. I will say the mattes in this palette go on so nicely, and the shimmers are just like this, like not a whole lot of shine payoff even applying with my fingers. So good mattes, they blend super nice, but yeah, on the shimmers. Okay, I'm gonna go pop on some mascara. I think I'm gonna try a combination of their Real from Benefit. I didn't love these, and I don't love the Superhero from It Cosmetics, but I'm gonna try them together and see how we do, and I will be back in a moment. All right, so I was right. These look super good together. So I did their Real, the Benefit ones, and then I sandwiched it on the outside of Superhero from It Cosmetics. These work together really well because this doesn't curl or anything. It just gives you length and definition, and this curls, it makes fat lashes. So together these two worked really well. A little spidery, but didn't transfer, and I like how it looks. So okay, next let us finish up my face, and then I'm gonna pop on lips, and then I'm gonna go hang out with my grandpa. So I will be using Hoola for my bronzer. Except I need a brush. Okay. All right, so for bronzer, I'm gonna be using Hoola from Benefit Cosmetics. I just got this, I went over this. I love this one so much. I really like the little lighter bronzer that I got from ColourPop. And this is just like a shade and a half darker, and I love it. I think it looks so nice. So I think this will be really good to kind of transition even from winter to summer. It's not too much, and it just warms it up a little bit. And the formula just feels nice. I don't know what my settings are, but everything always looks so much darker on camera than it does in real life. So it might look a bit like I'm getting a little ham here, but it's actually pretty not crazy. Pretty not crazy in real life. It just looks nice and smooth and together. Okay, and for blush, I am going to go in with Note Cosmetics in Desert Rose. Have I showed you guys this? It's like the weirdest little blush. It's got this tiny little brush in here. Like, what even is the point of that? Besides wasting, like, who's gonna put on blush with this thing? For highlight, I'm just gonna go in with that same Lunch Money Super Shock Cheek from ColourPop on here. I just really like this one. This is my first ever ColourPop product I ever purchased, and I love it so much. And it feels like it lasts forever. It just looks so nice. I mean, you can see it, it's not too much. What it just gives just a nice sheen. It's like Flexitarian is this other one I have, and this one is like kapow. Looks beautiful, but it's, you know, you're highlighting is the moral of the story. All right. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna get back with you guys anytime before Christmas, because today is Thursday. Christmas is, well, we celebrate Christmas in my family on Christmas Eve. So that's Monday. And I've got to cook and wrap presents because Auntie's last minute and Magnus is not even done. I haven't finished shopping for him. But yes, so Christmas. We celebrate Christmas with my family on Christmas Eve is like the big present opening day, and then Christmas Day we all just kind of hang out and play games and do a white elephant. And because traditionally, we did Christmas Eve with my mom's mom and that side of the family, and then Christmas Day was with my dad's family. But now that we're all older and my grandma has passed on my dad's side, and my grandpa's in a nursing home, and everybody's like older and has their own kids and grandkids, we don't do the big family Christmas together anymore. we all get together for my grandpa's birthday, which is today. And so then Christmas Day now is just kind of our relax and chill out as a family day. And it's the day that Mike and I do our presents, and Magnus gets his presents from us, and Santa comes to our house, and all of that goodness. Okay, I am super excited to see how this looks over the shade because I love it so much. Oh, so pretty. Yep, love it. Gorge. All right, that's that. I am gonna go scrunch out the crunchiness in my hair and hopefully it looks all right. I feel like it's getting thinner, but maybe it's just because it's getting longer. I don't know. I don't know is the moral of that story. And with that, we are all done. This is the finished, I had no plan look. Thank you guys so much for sharing your questions with me. If you have any more that you want me to answer in a different video or just in the comments below, drop them below or head on over to my Instagram and let me know. And if you like this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button so I know what kind of content you guys like to see. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. Have a wonderful holiday season. Bye, 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 bye.